Hi, my name is Sharani Janitasari, and in this video I'd like to talk about serving alcohol on board. First thing to cover is the 3 rules and regulation of airline crew that we should follow. First thing is to verify the legal drinking rules. Verify the legal drinking age depending on which country of the airline is operating. As a cabin crew, we must always check the ID before handling the alcohol on board. ID such as driving license, passport, or the Canadian citizenship card is valid. And making sure that the person is over 19 is the first step before serving the alcohol. Secondly, is responsible for serving alcohol. Crew should be always well trained and be able to monitor the passengers on their alcohol consumption and to make sure that no one is intoxicated by communicating with other crew when serving the passengers and by using the traffic light method. Green is a go, yellow is caution, and the red is a complete stop. Cabin crew are always responsible for being able to see the signs of the intoxicated passengers and take care of them by serving them water, food, and encouraging them to take a rest. And thirdly is following airline policies and procedures. The cabin crew must strictly follow the rules regarding the alcohol serving. This means that every crew needs to follow the schedule, the timing of the alcohol serving, the quantities of alcohol that can be served, and some other protocols when it comes to dealing with the people who are intoxicated. This way, the crew can maintain the safe environment on board. The second thing that I like to talk about is the risk of the passengers who are intoxicated on board. So intoxicated passenger can cause a disruptive behavior. This is when the person becomes loud, unruly, or potentially aggressive and will threaten the safety of the crew member and other passengers on board. This can also cause an operational disruption when the passengers who are disruptive may require the flight to land at the nearest airport, and it will cause the delay and other issues that will harm other people on board as well as the company. Another thing is the safety concern. Intoxicated passengers will risk their own safety or even others by doing risky behaviors such as falling or stumbling. And in the worst case scenario, in the emergency situation, they will struggle to follow the evacuation procedures. And of course, the health risk and medical emergency. Overconsumption of alcohol will definitely risk the passenger's health, especially at high altitude. The negative impact of the body can possibly cause a medical emergency on board because intoxicated people are at the highest risk of getting alcohol poisoning or other alcohol related issues. Next is I will give you one example of the situation that happened on board due to the overconsumption of alcohol. So on April 10, 2023, a first-class passenger of Delta Airlines known as the 61-year-old David Allen Burke was assaulting a flight attendant that happened to be on board that day. The situation started from David Allen Burke was found to be intoxicated and causing a scene by requesting the flight attendants for a kiss. Once the flight attendants refused, Burke grabbed the flight attendant's neck, dragged it towards him, and kissed his neck. Not only that Burke was assaulting the flight attendant, but he also happened to damage a dish on a tray that contained a meal for the captain. Once they landed, the pilot went straight ahead to report the incident to the airport dispatcher, and David Allen Burke will have to attend the court on April 27th on the charges of assault and criminal mischief. So the next thing that I'd like to cover is what can airline do to lessen the incident involving the passengers and alcohol. First, crew training, making sure that all crew members fully understand how to serve the alcohol in the proper way according to the rules and are able to recognize the signs of intoxication. Secondly is limiting alcohol availability. I think that it is very important to make sure that each flight is able to minimize the availability of the alcohol. That way it will be a little bit easier for the crew member to make sure that all the passengers are under control and there are a reason for the crew member to stop serving the alcohol after the certain amount of the serving. And thirdly is using the technology and educating the passengers, providing information of the risk of the overconsumption of alcohol and the consequences of disruptive behavior, using the technology where all the members are able to track of how much the alcohol has been served to each passengers, and that way all the crew can track and assist when making decisions about alcohol serving. So last but not least, I would like to talk about why does the airline industry have the responsibility to serve passengers safely on board. So in order to protect passengers' comfort and keep a safe and organized cabin environment, the cabin crew has the responsibility to serve alcohol on board in a proper and safe manner. In addition to preventing problems and disruptive behavior, carefully serving alcohol promotes the flight's general safety. The passenger who are intoxicated, for example, could become unruly, endanger others and themselves, and possibly risk the safety of the entire aircraft. So therefore, for a secure and enjoyable travel experience, the responsible alcohol service is essential.